Hey everyone, I am Kate and welcome to a new set of videos that I am titling Concept of Self. This will be another 30-day challenge as we again explore words about ourselves, one word a day, very similar and actually inspired by my Positive You 30-day challenge. Now, today is actually the 4-year anniversary of when I posted the Positive You challenge. I did that challenge August 25th of 2016. So here we are 4 years later. Of course, popped up on my timeline today and I was reminded of it and decided that I myself actually wanted to delve back into, well, let me play with some words about myself. Let me think further about who I am and how I define me. Well, with that being said, I of course decided that I instead wanted to do a whole new slew of videos with it. And again, titling it Concept of Self. And the reason why is because what we say after the words I am is very important. How we define ourself after we say I am is very important. It's essentially the concept that we have of ourselves, right? So like concept is an idea. It's how we're defining ourselves. So when you start to really examine your definition of yourself, it's going to allow you to see where maybe some of your negative thought patterns take place, really how high you think of yourself, like how highly you think of yourself, how esteemed your thinking is. And my point with all of this is that, in my opinion, I do not feel that we can expect others to think of us in a particular way. If we ourselves, if we are not willing to think of ourselves that way. So, for example, if you follow my Kate page on Facebook, I've posted a couple of posts regarding being complimented. I do feel that I receive those compliments because I think of myself in that way, in that manner. And so that's coming back to me. I think it becomes a fine line to an extent because you have to think of yourself in a certain way. Could it be looked at as, well, she or he is conceited to think that they're good looking or that they have a kind heart or that they're generous? Who cares? We have to have these thoughts for ourselves first. And quite frankly, what's wrong with thinking that you are good looking or that you have a kind heart? It has to start with someone, right? And it has to start with ourselves. First and foremost, plain and simple. Because in the end, who cares what anyone else thinks anyway? Our own opinion is the only one that should matter. And so let's say, you think highly of yourself. You think like, I look so good and I've got such a great personality and the biggest heart in the whole world. And then somebody comes along and they're like, she's not anything. She's not even good looking. Her personality sucks. Who cares? Who cares? Who is that person to you at the end of the day? Unless, of course, because you do have this option to give into their ideas and their mentalities and their beliefs about you. But really, it's just all ideas about you. Do they know you? Did they take the time to get to know you? And for me personally, I do believe and feel that how somebody looks on the outside does have a lot to do with their inside. And that may sound cliche, but it's totally true. Like, I just do. I very thoroughly trust that people's insides, they're pushed out and influence what I see on the outside. So with that being said, all of that being said, these videos, Concept of Self, are going to focus on I am statements. So I am. So big and bold, in the middle of whatever you're going to use. I always love a mirror because then it's reflected back at you. It's very obvious, you and the words you're using. However, I'm using a whiteboard. So in the middle of whatever you're using, pen and paper is fine too. I recommend writing your I am. And I want you to really think about when you're saying I am. So I'm really particular and really picky. Like, I don't even like to use the word picky because I like to use particular, but about what comes after this. I am, what's already going through your mind. Throughout the day, I want you to be thinking, when you're talking to yourself and when you're saying I am, how are you talking to yourself? Are you speaking kindly to yourself? Are you saying, well, I am a good person, or I am a bitch? And sometimes, that can be kind of like a fun, playful thing. And there's nothing wrong with that to an extent. Are you saying like, I am mean, I am broke, which I don't even want to say that. I'm using it as an example for us, all of us, to really start examining the way we are speaking to ourselves, and more importantly, the way we are defining who we are as individuals. So I am not writing because the pen is my marker. There we go. I am. I am. So, we can't really see that. Here we go. Well, I'll figure that out. So, again, very important to really watch how you're, I'm just gonna lick this and see if I can't get it to right. No, oh. Okay, I'm gonna grab something else. So again, just really important to be aware. And if anything, I just want to help you all build an awareness of how we are speaking to ourselves throughout the day and defining ourselves. It's very important. And I'm just going to use a Sharpie, a black Sharpie. So here is our I am. And every day we're going to I am a word. I am fantastic. I am spontaneous. I am fun. I am funny. So the goal is to pick a word that we either A, aspire to be, because we know that somewhere deep down within us, we are it and we are capable of being it. So just because we're not something yet doesn't mean that we aren't it, if that makes sense. We all have the capability to change, and we can all be something that we're not quite fully that thing yet. And if it's true to us, it's going to flourish and become us at some point anyway. So, my word for today, I'm really, and then this is where, in my opinion, it gets fun, because it's like, at first, oh, well, what things am I, right? And then it becomes, well, I've already got a few words. Which one do I want to start with? And then for me, it also becomes this matter of, well, what am I comfortable sharing? And I think that when we go back to saying I am, I find, and again, I'm going to ask you to not only watch yourself when you're speaking, but to watch when other people speak and watch when they say I am and watch how they're defining themselves, but also look at their life and see how like it all works out and favors their life, because negative or positive, it's going to be favoring whatever I am. Like it's backing. It's going to be back. So I don't know where I was going or saying, but overall, so I am, and I'm going to be picking a word, and that word right now, I've been on a kick lately about how funny I am, and like I can't even say it without laughing at myself, because it is something I truly believe with my whole heart. So like I'm funny, like I laugh at myself all of the time. And there was actually a word recently that somebody used to define me. So I'm going to use that word. And I encourage you all to do this as well, because I do feel that people give us hints about who we are as well. So I know that I'm funny, and I use the word funny, and I use the word hilarious, but this was a different word, and it's a word that I've never actually used, so I may butcher it. I'm actually going to go to Google right now and look up the word and define the word, probably have it play the word for me so that I can come back to you guys and probably say it incorrectly, which is okay, because that's how I'm going to learn to say it correctly. So, okay, so scratch that word, because trying to make it work into an I am sentence is not going to work. So instead, I found another word which means cheerful and energetic, and the word is ebullient, and that is the word that I'm going to be writing up here instead. So I am ebullient. Again, cheerful and energetic is the word I'm using instead. So again, this entire thing, the goal is to fill it with words over the course of the next 30 days. So first word going up now. And to be honest, like, I'm not really already happy with this. So there may be some changes made, and that's okay. And this is a new word for me as well. And that's what I like about this, is not only am I going to like be learning and exploring new things about myself, but also hopefully learning more words in the process, because I love me some vocabulary. And I'm always willing and open to being corrected. If I'm using a word incorrectly or saying it incorrectly, correct me. Like, how else am I going to learn? So there we have my I am word for day one of my concept of self videos. Ebullient. That one's gonna take me a while. I had to listen to the Google person pronounce it like a million times, and I just want to even make sure that I myself have spelled it right, and it looks pretty good. So again, with these new videos, another goal of mine is going to be that I do not reuse any of the words from my 30-day positive you challenge. I also have a mirror that I did a bunch of words on years ago, and I don't want to reuse any of those either. So I really want to dig deeper and find some new words to put up here and define who I am. Also, I want to throw it out there that if you have not checked out the Positive You videos, highly recommend those, along with whatever other videos you might find of interest on my channel. And of course, I do hope to see you back here tomorrow for day 2 of the concept of self video that we'll be doing together. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Please feel free to share your words with me. Again, I'll be doing this on my Kate page, posting words there as well. So feel free to share the words there or down in the comments. I love to hear these words and these positive things about ourselves. So also keep in mind, these are positive words that we are wanting to be putting after I am, or words that we are aspiring to be. So one other thing I do want to touch on, sometimes we may, and I think this is what I started to say earlier, we may hold back things like, we may want to hold back saying I am rich or I am abundant. And maybe it's because those things are defined differently by other people. I think that regardless of how they're defined, they're still important for us to say to ourselves, like, I am rich. Like, to really hone in on what rich means to you is a very good thing. I think that people need to explore and define that word for themselves. And maybe too, because I mentioned the other word earlier that I'm not okay putting after the I am, I really needed to just get that one out there as well. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to have plenty more to say as we get further into concept of self and I am. With that, I'm going to hope you all have a fantastic day. Again, I look forward to your words, and have a great one, y'all.